No. Always difficult this thing is. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about The Last of Us Season 2 because some set photos have recently leaked and I want to talk about them. I want to talk about my overall opinions on the series, about the castings, and about what I think is going to work and definitely what I think is going to not work. Now, they have and I don't say this lightly, gigantuan shoe to fill because The Last of Us Part 2 is quite literally my favorite game of all time. Say what you will about it, some people hate it, some people love it. I am one of the people that love it. I understand where the people that hate it are coming from. There's a very big difference between the first game and the second game, but I fell in love with the second game. I've played it so many times, and by this point, a nostalgia factor might be a part of why I love it so much, because it's 5 years old. That's 4 years old. When season 2 comes out, it will be 5 years old, which is crazy. I remember getting the disc for Christmas and then playing it on Christmas, and then like within 3 days completing it. And it's a long game as well. I'm just talking about the game. But before we get into any of that, I just want to quickly say my thoughts on the first season, because I didn't get to, because I was so late to it. It was great. I think they did a lot of things extremely well. They adapted it perfectly. They added more stuff. They definitely took away the infected aspect, but they turned it more into the people aspect, which is what the whole game's about anyway. But I don't really want to talk about that game too much today because I'm talking about The Last of Us Season 2. Now, I'm going to start off with showing some of the set photos in editing. I don't have them up. I've seen them before, so hopefully I can find a few to put in the video. But I saw the set for Jackson very early on this year, I believe, and it looks great. The set piece, just, oh my goodness gracious. Now, we have already seen Jackson in the first season, and that was something that I wanted to point out, is that this set looks relatively small. But anyway, I still think it looks fantastic. It doesn't look like we'll be spending much time in Jackson. My biggest concern with this series, besides the casting, my god, is the time limit that they have. The Last of Us 2, like I said, a massive game. Not just a long game to complete, but there is a lot of stuff in there. So I don't think they're going to be able to incorporate anything new, if that makes sense. Really, I don't know. But my biggest concern is the last one had 8 episodes, I believe. 9. Please don't fact check me on that. My expectations are quite low because I don't think this is going to be well to start with. But if it turns out to be really good, I will be surprised. Anyway, I've been like imagining scenes from the games, thinking like, how are they going to put that in the movie? And then I'm like, I'm going to watch this show with my parents most likely. And then I think of the boat scene. I saw some new set leaks for Seattle as well. Oh my goodness. Yes, just you can tell the amount of effort that goes into this. Obviously, it wasn't just a set piece. It had Ellie and Dina in it. Everything was overgrown and so green, and the buildings just looked like big trees by this point. And that's great. That's exactly how it is in the game. And to see it like almost real life, like, it looks good. Now that I've got all of that out of the way, let's talk about the casting. First of all, I want to talk about that specific set leak that I saw. The costuming for Ellie and Dina looks great. Now, with this casting, everyone was like, no, don't cast Bella Ramsey as Ellie. She looks nothing like her. She, personally, blew me away with the performance of Season 1 Ellie. Goodness, did she knock it out of the park. Proved everyone wrong. Even me. Now, Part 2 Ellie is a completely different story. Part 2 Ellie is this ruthless killing machine that stops at nothing because she's experienced so much pain and so much hurt. It's a very tough character to play, and I don't think Bella Ramsey is going to do good at playing her. Another casting choice that I disagree with is the casting choice for Abby. Caitlin Dever is cast to play Abby in The Last of Us Season 2, and pretty much my exact same argument with Ellie. Abby is another ruthless character that is just, she has her flaws and she breaks down once we spend time with her. And this is something that I'm very interested to see. Maybe are we going to spend 4 episodes with Ellie and then switch it up? because that's going to be great. People who haven't played the game are going to get to experience something like that again that we got to experience back in 2020. I'm pretty sure I was one of the like 20 million people that put their controller down when we were like got the over shoulder shot of Abby. Anyway, back to my point. Abby is another like ruthless person that stops at nothing. Now the actress for Abby, the actress, I've seen her in previous roles. I love Justified. Justified is like one of my go-to shows. It's so good. I love just switching my brain off and watching some Contra Cowboy, Kentucky Fried, Justified. If you haven't seen it, it is actually quite a good show. It's written extremely well. Kaitlyn Dever is in it. Very young, mind you. Such a brilliant actress. But it is a very different role. Maybe she will knock it out of the park, but the body difference between Abby and Kaitlyn Dever is like this, and we all know Abby. Ooh. But honestly, that doesn't matter as much as the acting does, because she needs to be able to pull this off. Abby is a tough role. She is going to prove herself, or she's going to flop. Lastly, my final casting decision that I hated, and I didn't like it in the first one. Why is Brad Pitt not Tommy, bro? Come on. Is that not perfect? And am I not the only one that thinks Brad Pitt as Tommy is literally the perfect casting? Tommy is my favorite character in The Last of Us Part 2, so he's also got a lot to prove. Maybe he will pick it up. Anyway, I think every other casting choice is brilliant. But anyway, that's just my super quick opinions on Season 2. I'm very excited. They've got a lot to prove. I'm not expecting too much. I will appreciate the references. What am I saying? Of course I'm expecting a lot. I can't wait for this. This is my favorite game of all time being adapted. Now I'm finally going to know how it feels with like the Resident Evil people and the Doom people knowing that their adaptation's just awful. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day. Wait, let me know what you think. Have a good day.